Hey guys, just want to do a quick video on how to replace the battery on a 2023 Lowrider ST. First thing you want to do is remove the gas tank. Nah, I'm kidding. I just took this out for another project to run some wires through. Having some issues with my LP6 headlights, so Cali Race Moto sent me a new harness, so I've been wiring that through. But in the meantime, I also got the Antigravity ATX20-HD. It's been trickle charging on the lithium charger, battery tender in there for a day, and finally turned green. I assume that means it's fully charged now. It used to be yellow, but now that we have the battery fully charged, and I'm ready to take this out. So first thing what you want to do is get on this side and remove the main fuse on this one. I don't know if you need to do that. I just want to make sure that the bike's de-energized before I mess anything up, if I happen to mess anything up. So I always take the main fuse out first, and then go on this side, remove this side panel, and you can start working out the battery from there. This battery was actually a bit harder than I thought to take out. Main reason why it was so hard was, let's see here, wanted to show this to everyone, but there's a little tab in there. So this is the side, the side that you'll have access to. This is where the panel screws into, right? But I hope this can focus. But when I tried to pull this out, I kept trying to pull this out. I was like, what's going on? There's nothing in the way. Turns out there's a little tab right there. So if you shimmy it a little bit, make sure it's out of this tab, then it'll come off easy. But just remember, there's a little tab hidden in there that's holding this piece from coming out. So yeah, again, this is the outer edge, that's the inner side, and you try to pull it out from here, and because of that tab it won't come out. So make sure that tab is clear before you pull this out, and that should be it. So let's get started. I'm going to show you some of the tools that we're going to need to get this job done. First, you're going to need some, this is optional, you can use this to cut out the zip ties that are holding the wiring harnesses, and once you cut those zip ties out, you can move the wiring harness out of the way to make it easier to pull and push in the new battery. Besides that, we have the Phillips long screwdriver number 2. We got a couple picks here. This short handle socket wrench is very useful in my opinion, because you get a good feel for how much you need to torque things down when you have a short handled socket wrench, especially if you're not going to be using torque specs for some of these stuff. If you want to get a good feel for it, I recommend a short handled socket wrench. I got a long handle or long extension with a number 10 deep socket on there. And then I have a number 4 hex bit on a smaller extension. So those are the tools that I need or I use to get this job done. Besides that, if you want to get real technical, the torque specs for the tightening down the side panels are about 24 to 36 inch-pounds. Hopefully I get that on there. 24 to 36 inch-pounds for the side panel screws. And the battery is going to be the factory OEM battery. They want you to tighten the positive and the negative cables down, or the screws down, to 72 to 96 inch-pounds. In my case, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be just going by feel, so that short handled socket wrench is very useful. Besides that, optional things, I would really recommend, if you don't have a motorcycle lift, to get some sort of wheel chock. It really helps, especially if you're working on the left side of the bike. And if you're going to use a wheel chock, some knee pads go a long way. So those are some of the optional equipments or optional stuff that I use. And yeah, let's get started. Alright, so step 1, let's remove the main fuse. So this is going to be the side panel cover on the left hand side, left hand of the driver's side or rider's side. So remove this panel with the number 4 hex bit. in my case, I have the Screaming Eagle Pro Tuner velcroed into the side right here, so this is going to be that. Move that off to the side. Then you have your boot here that's holding down the fuse box. So it just slides in and out, so you can pull it out or slide it out. And once you do, you can take the boot out. And actually, in my case, I've already taken out the main fuse, but I'll show you guys where it is. So it's a pretty waterproof or water resistant seal on there. Once you remove that, the main seal is going to be here, right here. So this is how it's going to be. You got your 40 amp main fuse. Just pull this out. This is going to help you get, if you accidentally maybe put the battery in the wrong way or do something else, it's going to minimize the risk of having electrical issues when you take out that main fuse before you start working on your bike. One thing, when you put the battery in the wrong way or plug it in the wrong way or connect it, the positive to the negative, or just connect it wrong, if you put that fuse in here, this bike is going to go crazy. It's going to start honking and letting you know that something's not right. So if you put the fuse in and the bike is going crazy, it's honking or something like that, just know that it's probably because you have the terminals connected the wrong way. So yeah, that's the terminal. Let's go to step 2. Alright, so once you have the main fuse taken out on the left hand side of the bike, you can move over to the right hand side panel. Remove the 2 screws that's holding it down. Now you have access into the battery right here. So there's a little cover that's kind of tucking all the wiring harnesses in. You can just pop that out. And when you look inside, there's a couple wires in here. I have the wideband O2 sensors here too, so that's why there's a little bit more wiring going on over here. But first you want to remove this tab that's holding out this main wiring harness stuff. Move this out of the way, and then once you do, you're going to see a little clip right here. You're going to want to remove that clip. And originally or normally all of this would have been zip tied, but for me I snipped off all the zip ties because I'm going to redo the cabling or organize the cabling later. So after that, I just move it over to the side. Now I have access into the battery. From here, there's actually a small wire in here that you want to remove from these 2 little tabs right there. To get into that and remove it, I use those picks to pull those off. So those picks are going to be right here, and that's what I'm going to use to get that wiring off. Okay, so once you get this wiring harness taken out, you can move it out, shove it out of the way, kind of get these cables out of the way, and you're going to need to unscrew the gas or the oil cap. So unscrew this oil cap out of the way. I'm going to make sure it doesn't drip onto my exhaust, and have a little shop towel ready to hold this, or to place the cap. So now what you're going to do is use maybe like a shop towel or something to plug that so no debris go in there. For me, I just like to cover it up with a little baggie and just put that over it like that. Just make sure it's a pretty decently thick one, make sure it doesn't puncture. But yeah, so now that we have this in here, the wiring out of the way, we can now remove or pull on this tab right there. And once you pull this tab, you'll free this out. And remember, that there's also a little tab hidden in there. So before we do that, let's go ahead and unscrew the negative terminal and get this out of the way so we can remove this side panel, or this little panel in there. Okay, so now that we've unscrewed the negative terminal, we can move that also out of the way. And for me, I also have the wideband O2 sensor computer thing in here, is tucked in there, so I'm going to pull that out. Okay, make sure you don't put too much stress on those electrical wires, just pull it off to the side. And now we have free access into getting this tab out. Again, when I first took this out, I tried pulling this out. I was like, what could it be? I already undid the tab here. There's a little tab up here that you need to undo, so I did that. And it still would not come out. So I was like, what's going on? I looked at the owner's manual, found out that way deep in there, it's tabbed right in there. So once you shimmy it so it's out of that tab that's way on the other side, then you can pull it off. So I don't know why others seem to have a really easy time doing it. I just had a hard time getting it out. So for now, I already know, and I just pulled it up and out of the way, so it's out of that tab. And now I can just not too much pressure, it doesn't take any pressure at all, just kind of shimmy it out slowly. Alright, so now we have the cover off. What you want to do next is unscrew the positive terminal up there. Once you unscrew that positive terminal, it really helps to have a long needle nose plier to take out that screw. That's actually one thing that I missed on my little tool overview, is also I have a long needle nose plier that I use to get that screw out once I unscrew it. Okay, for me, I already had this positive terminal out, but just for the sake of the video, just consider that this was already in here, but I took this out already, so that's why the positive terminal is already out. But yeah, so this is going to be the screw that you take out, and use a long needle nose plier to remove that screw. Alright, so once you have the positive disconnected also, you are free to take out that battery. But before you do, I recommend getting that washer and screw back onto the nut. And this just helps so that when you take it out, none of the nuts or washers on the other side or here will fall out, and it'll just keep it locked in there. So yeah, go ahead and do that on the positive side, and once you do, you can just shimmy out the battery like so. This one's a lot easier to take out, to be honest, because it's the ATX20. It's already a shorter battery. I'd say about maybe half an inch shorter than the OEM AGM battery. So it's a little bit easier to take out. And now that you do, you can go ahead and blow some compressed air in there, maybe just to clean it out, all the dirt that's been accumulating. So yeah, you can go ahead and do that and put in your new battery. So one thing I do want to mention real quick is if you do have a washer or screw that's stuck in the crevices, it's really, you can't see it, especially in a car or something that's harder to reach. This thing called an endoscope is pretty useful. I got this on Amazon. It's a brand called Testlong, but they have a little scope right here with a camera, and it can do it has a pretty good resolution, so you can look into it and see if you can find your missing pieces in there. So yeah, just one thing in there to recommend. It's called the endoscope, and it helps out, save some frustration and time. Alright guys, so I got the battery prepped. I got the included foam taped on here, the risers, to give it the appropriate height, and I also put the nut and screws onto the positive and negative terminals so that they don't fall out when we put it in. So it's already locked in there and ready to go. Just make sure, it's so simple, but it's almost too simple, sometimes easy to forget, but make sure the positive goes to your positive and your negative goes to your negative. Sometimes the anti-gravity battery has positives on both sides of the battery and negatives, so you could there's potential to mess it up, but yeah, just make sure that's good to go. So positive on positive and stick the battery in there. And there we go. And before I go, I just want to also mention that you can go ahead and do the positive first, connect the positive first, then put your cover on. You know, we got that cover right here, and then slide the cover on, and then plug in your negative terminal or connect that in. And then, you know, for me, I would put the wideband sensors, tuck that back in, put all these cables nice with the new zip ties, and make sure you also plug this one back in. Once you have it, make sure this is all lined up. Use the pick to make that adjustment so you can click these on the tabs. And after that, make sure you put your oil cap back on. So yeah, that's about it. After everything's buttoned up, you can plug in your main fuse. If that main fuse, once you plug it in, if the bike starts going crazy, the horn starts going off, that means something's wrong, and most likely you have the terminals on the opposite way. So as soon as you hear the bike going crazy like that, just unplug your main fuse real quick and adjust as necessary. But if you did everything right, the bike will start back up, and things should be good. So good luck to you guys if you guys are changing out the battery. If you have any tips or advices for me as I'm doing this, please let me know in the comments. And if you like these kind of videos, hit the like and subscribe. And yeah, have a great day.